Well, boys, today is tomorrow, and Qtcinderella is in the news because I'm gonna be honest here. I feel like this woman doesn't understand the place she is in the world, the pedestal that she sits upon, and how just because in her life experience things don't hurt her doesn't mean they don't hurt others. Because if you guys don't know, Qtcinderella was doing this little stream podcast or whatever with Vanillamace, and they were talking about how these people as streamers, they stream with other people that have differing opinions in them, right? People that may have homophobic, transphobic, racist opinions than them. And people were calling out Vanillamace particularly because she always talks about how much she's an ally of marginalized groups, but she's very much willing to throw all that away whenever it comes down to a big stream. Very much has no qualms with any of those people, transphobic, people that hate Palestine, all that. She doesn't care when it comes down to a big stream with them, and she can gain, clout. So obviously, instead of Qtcinderella letting Vanillamace fester in whatever shit she stewed up herself, Qtcinderella basically say, "Oh yeah, I have racist family members and I love them." And everyone's just like, "Huh? Yeah, they're also transphobic and homophobic, and I love them so much." And people just, "Eh? Excuse me?" But don't worry, I'm an ally myself. Don't worry, I'm an ally myself. But they say things that don't harm me, so I don't care. But I do care if you like the video and comment as well. Yo, this is gonna be a long one, as you guys see. So go ahead. Yo, what are you eating? Go ahead and get a snack. All right, this is a conversation that this woman probably needs to have, that she'll probably never see, or if she does see, I'm gonna be getting a letter soon in the mail for. But also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new, boys. We're trying to hit 30K. But other than that, let's get back to the video. I'm like, chat, this was a full-on 18-minute conversation where Qtcinderella was basically trying her best to justify her being friends with racist, transphobic, and homophobic people while still trying to be friends with, gay, marginalized people. Don't worry, I can sit on both sides of the fence. Her and her boyfriend are a match made in heaven. I mean, like, I've never seen a fence sitter this hard. Don't worry, I love gay people, and I also love racist people, and homophobic people, and gay people, and marginalized communities. This woman said, "I have love for everyone, and if you guys hate each other, come on, why can't we just be friends just because one person hates you because of an immutable characteristic of yourself that you can't change?" I'm like, boys, you can stop being racist at any time. You kind of can't stop being black, Mexican, Puerto Rican. You kind of can't stop being brown. That's kind of not a thing. Why can't you guys be friends? Like, literally, this was so bad to where even Vanillamace had to be like, "I do not support whatever the hell Qtcinderella said. I got my statement in front of me. That whatever she said, disgusting. I can't believe she would say that." Like, this woman lives in a completely separate world. Rich, blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman that's in a relationship with a white man. I mean, like, I'm not trying to say, oh, you have to be mixed race. I'm not saying that at all. If you like white people, I'm like, shit, cool, do that. But also, we're not going to sit here and act like you live some experience to where you can tell people that live a completely different life that they have to be friends with people that hate them. Why don't you like these people that hate you? I'm friends with them, and they're pretty cool with me. All I am is literally their ideal person. A blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman living with her fucking white boyfriend that's rich, living in the Beverly Hills. All I am is their ideal person. Now, obviously, we're gonna do a little bit of editing magic here, not because the clip is not pristine. Trust me, it's out there. It has been saved in a good enough form, but actually, for some reason, she doesn't want people knowing that she's friends with racist people.
Someone said that there's someone uploading my VOD onto Twitter. Is that what you said? If you could send my mod the username, I will happily send them a cease and desist. Or you can give them a heads up for me. Or if they're watching this right now, I will sue you. Quite literally. I'm not afraid of doing that. So if you could link that Twitter account to my... That's a money waste. It's not, actually. It's like relatively cheap for me. I'm happy to spend $500 to prove a point. When I have a VOD unlisted and I choose not to upload it to make money for myself, you're not allowed to take advantage of the content that I am creating that you are doing nothing for without my permission. There's lots of people that do it with my permission. But again, let me know the second you have that Twitter account. And I will send it over to my lawyer right now. Okay.
So, yeah, it seems like she's now getting a little gung-ho about, trying her best to bury her, trying to justify her being friends and having relationships with racist people. And for some reason being confused why, the people that they're racist against don't want to be their friend. I'm like, you kind of can't put the genie back in the bottle, woman. It's already out there. It's on the internet literally forever. You can't DMCA your way out of it. Like, legitimately, whenever you're as big as her, you just can't. Like, you just have to accept the fact that on stream, you said that. Now you have to deal with the consequences. But, boys, let me go ahead and do my little editing magic. For journalistic integrities and purposes, we will only be using clips that are related to this video. I'm not going to be using the whole VOD, because why the fuck would I? So, let's get into this.
We played a little while ago. God, people are freaking being annoying in my chat right now.
Why?
They were being so annoying mine earlier, too. They just, like, be going on tangents.
What are they saying, Vanilla?
That about the homophobic jokes. They're like, but then you just, if you still hang out with someone like that, then you just support it.
No. So this is what I'm gonna describe, okay? And you guys can believe what you can believe.
I know, like, okay? I want, like, explain it. I want you to, like, explain it better.
I'm gonna explain it. You guys can believe what you want to believe. I understand, but you're not allowed to coach me and say, like, that's not right, that's not what you, like, just because I don't act the same way you act, you're not allowed to, like, coach me through that. Because at the end of the day, I am somebody that's like, bitch, I'm an ally. Like, I
know
I am
where
not
I'm at.
homophobic.
That's
Everybody
like,
knows
and I know
I'm
where
not
I'm
homophobic.
at.
It doesn't matter who I talk to. Like, the thing is like, I was raised in a very religious family. Unfortunately, there are people in my family that are racist. There are people in my family that are bigoted. There are people in my family that are homophobic. There's people in my family that are transphobic. Like, but I still love my family, right? And I still know that there are that members of my family have good qualities. They have good qualities.
I gotta know, for the racist ones, what are the good qualities? What are the good qualities? Please tell me. I gotta know. What, they bake a nice apple pie? All right. They're very loyal to whatever sports teams they love. They're racist to everyone else, but as long as that black boy is on the field for my team, I guess I'll root for him. Like, is that the good quality she's talking about? Because, like, there's no way you can say, like, they have good qualities. They just hate people for no real reason outside of the color of their skin. Now, for the Vanillamace situation, she's basically trying to explain that, yes, she has friends that do make gay jokes. Now, are they homophobic? I don't know. I truly do not know. There's a complete difference between, like, making a joke and not being homophobic and making a joke and being homophobic. If you're targeting a joke towards actual gay people, yeah, you're trying to be homophobic. Unless the person is your friend. Obviously, there's nuance to everything. The world isn't black and white, and you guys just making jokes back and forth. There's a complete difference. But if you're trying to be as derogatory as you can, trying to hurt someone's feelings, and you actually do have hatred to them, not because they did something to you, but because of their actual sexual orientation, yes, those are two complete different things, right? A comedian making a joke about gay people, even though he's like, I have no qualms with gay people, it's completely different than a comedian making a joke about gay people and being like, I actually hate these people. These are two differences, right? You know what you're saying is wrong. That's the funny part, is you know it's wrong. And the other person thinks what they're saying is right, which is why most people don't laugh at their jokes. So yeah, there is a complete difference between these two things, right? One person knows it's wrong, and the reason why they're making a joke is to show how wrong it is and to highlight the absurdity of how ignorant it is. And the other person does it to feel righteous and superior towards other people. That's literally all she had to say was, my friends only do it in a jokey manner to highlight how ignorant it is. That's all she had to say. Now, I don't know who her friends are that they're talking about here, all right? She collaborates a lot of people that do make gay and transphobic jokes, all right? But again, I do not know. I truly do not know what their actual meaning behind it is. Literally, that is the best way to deal with that comment in general. That I don't know how you can get any better than that. I want to be honest here. What the hell this woman Qtcinderella is about to get into is just a career destroyer, all right? This is a career nuker, all right? This is the Hiroshima of the worst comments you could make about someone saying, hey, you have friends that make gay jokes. It's like, all right, I also have friends that make racist jokes and that are genuinely racist. Not, oh, it's just a joke. No, they actually are racist. Like, she is going from, oh, these people make jokes to... No, my family members, they genuinely hate people for having darker skin color than them. It's like, these are not the same things, like, at all. You're going from, okay, it's a joke, you know, it can be interpreted in different ways, to, no, they hate you for no reason outside of your immutable characteristics. Now, I would like to preface this by saying, do I think Qtcinderella is homophobic, transphobic, or racist? No, I generally do not. I just think she's extremely ignorant. That's all I think. I think she is just extremely ignorant, and she lives in an isolated bubble to where literally the things that, you know, actually got people killed don't affect her. You know, the racism, the homophobia, the transphobia, the things that actually get people killed, lynched for centuries. People would get killed over this because the racist jokes, the homophobic jokes, all these quote unquote jokes were normalized, and people actually, you know, had a superiority over these people socially, because socially these jokes were actually real life to them. They actually thought they had a calling from God to do this. This was their God-given right. And right now, it's just jokes, right? We can all say there's nothing wrong with jokes. But then whenever they turn into statements, they then turn into actions. We're not going to sit here and act like the people that are now making racist statements, not jokes, racist statements aren't racist, all right? We're not going to sit here and act like those people should be treated fairly or with love. We're not going to be sitting here and acting like that, because if they got their way, a lot of people would die under them if they got their way. But we're going to continue on with Qtcinderella's just, I'm going to be honest here, her blatant ignorance to this situation, all right? She's going to be hopping the fence, all right? She's going to be hopping the fence back and forth.
And what's most important to get people to love other people is to love them. Fighting hate with hate will never get anything anywhere. If I were to say to someone who's homophobic, go fuck yourself, you homophobic prick, yes, I told them what they deserve. However, they aren't ever going to feel accepting. They're never going to learn how to be accepting.
I don't know, whenever you're ostracized from the world, yes, you kind of do learn that maybe whenever I do say and do certain actions, it kind of hurts other people. Like, chat, we're not going to be sitting here acting like there aren't people that should be ostracized from the world. Because, like, with this mentality, how come she doesn't do content with EDP? EDP isn't banned on Twitch, from what I know. I'm pretty sure he's not banned on Twitch. Why does she do content with EDP? Technically, he never committed a crime because there was never, you know, an arrest. He was never sentenced, right? And also the people that were behind it weren't actual, I think 13 year old. Who was he trying to go for? 12 or 13? But, like, technically, he didn't commit a crime, right? Technically, there was no little girl in danger. So why doesn't she do content with him? What is her thoughts on people like EDP who don't technically do the crime? They may have thought about it. They maybe went through with actions that would have, you know, resulted in the crime being committed, but were thwarted. But, like, Jesus Christ, like, this woman has, like, this thought process that makes no sense, because she would never give this leeway to someone as heinous as EDP. But in her head, oh, well, racist people, they can stop being racist. Like, yeah, but there's, like, a point where there's no return. Like, whenever they're like, oh, no, you told me several times my racism hurts people, and I just sit here and I say, I don't care. All right, we can say you're past the point of no return. Just like how EDP was called out several times before the infamous catch that he was doing predatory activities, and people were like, no, there's no way he did it, right? He did that whole, if you guys don't know that meme where he's like, what is this? What is this? You guys know that meme. He was called out for being a predator and messaging minors then, because the paper he was showing off was supposed to be some police report that was supposed to vindicate him. All right, I'm pretty sure the paper was fake, but still, like, he had a chance. People were calling him out even then for his predatory behaviors, and people were trying to make excuses for him. Literally, that video was his last chance that you just saw. That was his last chance to stop his behaviors. He had a chance to stop. He had a chance to stop. People still forgave him. They were like, hey man, you didn't do anything yet. And they forgave him. And he still went through with trying to meet up with the minor. Or is she saying, oh, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine? I'm like, he didn't actually meet a minor. Or would she give this same charity to any of her family members that met up with a minor and try to do things that EDP was trying to do with the minor? Because she's going to try to make this whole entire thing as a family dynamic. Like, yes, she has a, I guess, transphobic father, and he, you know, they have a trans son. And so the transphobic father just doesn't respect the son at all, or I guess daughter in this situation. And instead of them respecting them, they basically allow their, you know, parent-child relationship to just disintegrate to where they just don't talk anymore. But she's literally going to explain like, well, yeah, my sister, I don't know I don't know which way they got transitioned. I don't know if she's saying like they transitioned into a boy or if they transitioned to a woman. Like, I don't know. I don't know. She doesn't like clarify that. But like, she basically says like, yeah, my transphobic father basically ruined the relationship with their child to where they don't talk anymore. But I still talk with my transphobic father. And you know what? It makes me mad every time they're transphobic. And we're just sitting here like, but what's the point of you talking about transphobic shit with him? It seems like he is pretty set in his ways. You're not really going to change the guy. He's probably in like his 50s or 60s, maybe even 70s. He's locked in. All right, that's a lifelong locker. All right, he is not changing at all. He allowed his own relationship with his own child to disintegrate, and they're probably not going to go to their funeral because he has some weird ideology. I think he's locked in at this point. Just say you don't care that he's transphobic. If you say that, that's fine. But you saying you're trying to change him is a cope, because you're not. Boy is locked in for life.
Like, do you understand that if you just write people off because they believe different things than you, they're never going to be exposed to why it's good to be around people that don't think like you, right?
No,
like
I see that.
So my stepbrother is trans, and my dad refuses to use the correct pronouns.
And does right.
And he doesn't understand that he doesn't understand why it's so important, right? And it drives me crazy, and it drives my stepbrother crazy, of course. But I've had to say to my dad, you know, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you to say the correct pronouns, but it does hurt him when you say the wrong ones.
Right.
And you know what the difference is I'm able to have this conversation with my dad because I'm open-minded and we love each other. My stepbrother just says fuck off and won't talk to my dad. So there's no progress being made.
Jeez, I wonder why your stepbrother doesn't want to talk to your stepfather. I wonder why. I cannot fathom a reason. It just doesn't come up. All right, I just can't think of a reason why. Your stepbrother wants to have some level of respect from your father, and your father's not giving it to them. The same level of respect that they're giving you. Qtcinderella, the level of respect you're getting from your stepfather is not what your stepbrother is getting. Do you not see the reason why they tell them to fuck off? Like, brother, you can't make up this kind of delusion. I'm the ideal person that my stepfather would want as a child. My stepbrother isn't. So they just wrote off my stepbrother and replaced them with me. Like, brother, he literally just replaced their I'm assuming the stepbrother was, I'm assuming, all right, I do not know, transitioned from a girl to a boy. That's what I'm assuming now. But literally, you cannot just make this shit up. You are literally the ideal person that he would want as a daughter. Straight, white, blonde hair, blue eyes, rich. Married to a rich man. Rich white man at that. He just replaced his literal daughter with his stepdaughter. Brother, you kept the relationship that he wanted. He just wanted a relationship with a daughter. What are you to him? A daughter. He only had one daughter? Well, guess what? Now he only has one daughter. Like, this woman cannot be this dense. Why am I able to keep this relationship with my stepfather that my literal stepbrother cannot keep with him? I could not tell. I could not tell at all.
Right? And so you can believe what you want. You guys can you can say that. You can say to me, no, you're supporting it. I'm not. I don't support that my father is transphobic at times. I don't support that. I'm not. I don't support it. Period. The end. But I still love my dad and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow. But I don't support that. The world is not as black as white as everyone thinks. Like, you guys, you can't fight hate with hate. It doesn't get you anywhere. It literally does not get you anywhere.
It's so weird how the people that she's saying that you can't fight hate with are people that she kind of agrees with, right? Or she can see some semblance of like, oh, well, I can see how you got there, but, you know, let's go back. Because, like, if her father, I don't know, R-worded her stepbrother, would she still keep that relationship? Would she still be like, well, you don't have to hate them? Like, yeah, they R-worded you. Like, come on. Like, come on. All they did was just R-word you when you were younger. Like, come on. Grow a pair. God, why are you being a little bitch about it? Come on, you can't fight hate with hate. Well, guess what? Some people just hate. That's just it. And especially you hate people with no real reason. That's just human nature from the beginning of time. She is literally in such a pampered life. Like, chat, whenever I say such a pampered life, she's able to have this mentality because she never actually experienced any of this. But God forbid if someone made some AI videos of her, then she'll cut them off, right? Then she'll say that they're a horrible person. She'll go on stream and cry about it. But let someone, I don't know, hate someone for a immutable characteristic that they cannot change or apologize for. Oh, she don't give a fuck. She doesn't care. Like, literally, this woman, I don't know if she has yet, but she spent 2 or 3 years not speaking to Atrioc, even after Atrioc made everything better, said he will never do it again, and even donated money to causes to help people out affected by AI corn. But she spent 3 years not talking to him because it hurt too much. It's quite rich whenever you get affected by something, you can see why people cut them off. What happened to fighting hate with hate and cutting people off doesn't work? I mean, like, it kind of seemed like it worked for Atrioc, did it not? It's so weird. He didn't hurt her, right? He looked at AI corn. That wasn't even of her, by the way. She was on the site, I'm pretty sure, but she wasn't even the one that he was looking at. But for some reason, this AI corn thing, if you do it, you're a horrible, disgusting person, irredeemable. But if you are racist towards someone, if you're homophobic towards someone, if you're transphobic towards someone, that's fine. That's fine. You know, I get why you're racist, all right? I get why you don't like gay people. All right, I can help you try not to be, but, you know, if you want to be, I don't care. I truly do not care. Like, this is straight up the pot calling the kettle black situation. She's like, fighting hate with hate does nothing. You gotta love people. But as soon as Atrioc does something adjacent to something she doesn't even like or doesn't support, that she feels is just irredeemable, she instantly hates him, cut him off for like 2 or 3 years, doesn't speak to him at all, even though he says sorry, he donates money, he tries to make amends, he's like, I will never do it again. But your stepfather not respecting your stepbrother's wishes of just being called, I'm assuming, a boy, that's fine. I don't understand why my stepbrother cut him off. It's weird, you know, I don't understand it.
Like, it's so important to, like, as someone who's very open-minded, to be around closed-minded people and show them that it's okay to be open-minded is actually one of the most important things you can do, like, as a human. It really is. But I get it. You guys can think what you think. I'm not going to change, though. I'm not going to...
Yeah.
I will never believe that if I'm kind to a hateful person, that means I agree with them. I will never believe that. No matter what you guys say, I won't believe it. Because at the end of the day, if I'm around a racist person, I'm just not racist. I'm not. Me, I am not. They are, yes. But how am I supposed to help them ever?
You're not. You're supposed to allow them to feel the sting of knowing that their decisions in life has scorned many people. That's how they learn. I'm like, what? I'm like, boys, just a little story for me. Obviously, growing up, especially in the early 2000s, of course, I was homophobic, all right? Everyone was. But then, obviously, one day I started saying jokes, all right? And it was around a person that was a friend that I definitely did not know was, let's just say, gay at the time. And obviously, slowly, over time, they just stopped talking to me. Like, just in general, they just stopped talking to me. I'm like, hey, bro, why did you just talk to me? He just stopped talking to me. Obviously, he didn't say why, but after a while, you know, kind of figure it out. Oh, I see why. In his head, he perceived that I did not like him for his lifestyle choices, when in reality, to me, it was just a joke. Obviously, he didn't want to talk to me anymore. But I can't blame the guy. I cannot blame the guy at all for not wanting to talk to me anymore because he perceived that I didn't like him. I can't blame him. I don't beat myself up over it. I learned from that day, all right, there's some things that you just can't say without, you know, at least knowing the person. Like, all right, I know you're gay now. Yo, can I say this joke? Or no, you don't like it, right? People are different. Everyone's different. You just can't assume everyone's going to be on your same page. You just can't assume that. It's like you're dating a girl and she's like gives you a kiss, so you grab her boob. She's going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, you kissed me. It's like, okay, yeah, it's a kiss. I didn't say you could do all that. Like, Jesus Christ, because you just don't know how she feels. Some girls will be like, oh, yeah, you grab my boob. Yo, can't wait for the next step. Some girls will be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yes, it's just a kiss. Like, what? Sometimes you have to ask people, not even sometimes, all the time, for consent. Or at least get some kind of implied consent. I mean, like, fill out the room. Is she touchy grabby? Maybe you should get touchy grabby. Is it just a kiss? You don't know. Maybe you should just ask. Brother, everything is different for everyone. People are just puzzles. You can't figure out everyone on the first go around, all right? You sometimes just have to ask people. Just use your big boy words before you do things that you could regret. But back to my point earlier. Yes, the sting of knowing that your daughter, stepdaughter, and your other family members ostracize you because of your blatantly wrong opinions. Just blatantly wrong opinions. Like, you're doing things to hurt someone on purpose. Like, yes, that's the way they learn. Like, what? If them saying, hey, can you stop this? This hurts me. And they keep going. How are you that you're not helping them? You're literally enabling their bad behavior because he's literally replacing his, I'm assuming what he calls his dead daughter now or some shit, with you. You literally replaced his daughter. Like, she would never say this if Aatrox continued watching AI Corn and said, yeah, I'm not hurting anyone. Hell, they're not even, really in the corn. I'm like, it's fake people. What are you talking about? These aren't real people. It's your face, but it's on, Corn Star's body. So who cares? She would be livid. She wouldn't be like, all right, I got to be friends with Aatrox so he can learn that AI Corn is bad. She would be like, why would you watch it? I would never want to talk to you. Why would I ever want to talk to someone that would watch AI Corn of me or my friends? Right? She would have a completely different tune if it was something that literally affected her life. She doesn't understand how racism, homophobia, or any of that affects people because she doesn't deal with it. She's not black. She's not Mexican. She's not any of these other races, Native American. She's none of that. She's not Asian, right? She's not Japanese, Chinese. She's none of that. She is literally the typical person that these racist people would want to be around, right? And she's straight. So she doesn't understand why is homophobia bad? She understands in the general sense of it hurts their feelings, but she doesn't understand in the sense of people have died for this. People have misunderstood things because they were so racist or homophobic and they killed people over this. This isn't just silly, they make jokes and it hurt your feelings. This is life or death for some people. But she doesn't understand that because in her head, it's just a statement or it's just an action, right? It doesn't have any real meaning or weight to her.
By cutting them off? No. Like, I get it. You guys can think in black and white, but that's not how it works over here. That's not how it works for me. But sorry for the
thing. I feel like it's the
spiel.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's like one of those things where it's like, dang, like it is like a fucking hard thing because again, like there's definitely people in my family as well that like are fucking like pretty Trumpy and like in my extended family and shit. And I grew up around a lot of that too, where just hearing remarks and them saying things about just like people that were not fucking just white straight people, and me kind of being like, what the fuck, like like quite literally what the fuck. And like it's almost like a thing where it's like, again, and this is like my not really like my direct family, so it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, I don't really see them like that anyway, so it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do, like blow up the dinner table right now, like type shit. It's
exactly.
just like, it's like when I feel like when it comes to like real life, like obviously if it's somebody, if I found out that like somebody who is like a really fucking good friend of mine, whatever, like, I mean, that's also the thing too, I'm like, people that are really good friends of mine that I keep close to me, I already know where their head's at. Like, I feel like I already know where their head's at, like when it comes to like people that, so I'm like, that's not really something I have to worry about anyway. But I feel like what kills me the most is I feel like the people in chat will be getting so mad, and I'm like, y'all be acting like some of y'all family members, brothers, sister, like other people that you have, like fucking boyfriends, your boyfriend's friends, like will make, like, this is what kills me, is that these same people will be in a room with their fucking like loser ass boyfriend, and then their boyfriend's brothers or fucking like friends or something will make a gay joke or something, and you'll sit there like this. You'll sit there like that, and then as soon as someone online isn't like literally like standing like screaming at the roof of their fucking like, and then everyone's like, oh god, they're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst.
I also think a lot of people are misinterpreting a little bit about like what I'm saying too. I'm not I don't judge my stepbrother for not talking to my
No, not at all.
dad. My stepbrother
his
is
feelings
allowed
are
to
valid.
do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He is so allowed to be pissed at my dad, and clearly, like, my dad is very hurtful when he uses the wrong pronouns. It makes me sad, right? It makes me very, very sad, and that's totally fine. That's his boundary. However, I simply believe that I can coach people into love, and I know that's fucking insane of me to say, but I do think I can get my dad to not be transphobic eventually. I believe that.
God, I wonder what it must feel like to just live in a fairy tale land your whole life. Just like never had any just distractions, no animosity from anyone. Everyone actually, believes you. They listen to you. I wonder how that just must feel. Just no obstructions at all in life. It's just a straight, non-bumpy, paved road. You just driving down it. No obstacles at all. No hurdles to jump over. I'm like, hell, this bitch lives in a goddamn Disney fairyland world. She's like, oh my God, I could get my homophobic dad that has expressed multiple times that they hate their trans daughter to love their trans daughter one day. How? I do not know, Chad. I just don't know. Like, this person is set for life. If they wanted to love their trans daughter, they would actually take steps to love their trans daughter or trans son, whatever. Like, they would take steps. They would at least try. Like, as you can hear, like, Chad, I mess up. All right, I mess up. Okay. So it's not like you have to get it right on the first try. You can take steps to trying to get it right. He's not even trying to take the steps to make amends with this person. It's just over. It's just over. It's like trying to say, I'm trying to get my cat to like taking baths. No. Just no. Your cat's not gonna like taking baths. It's just over. And Vanillamace is about to talk about how there's some people that actually, are starting off as homophobic or racist, and then they meet, people of the other race or gay people, and then they're like, oh, they're not that bad. But also, those people actually try, right? They're not ignorant. They just have never experienced these things in their lives, and whenever they experience it, they realize, oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's not bad. But then there's other people that do experience those things in their life, and then they're like, you know what? Even though I had no bad altercations with these people, I still don't like them because my ideology tells me not to like them, and they stick with their ideology. That's just how some people are. Not everyone's gonna start singing Kumbaya, right? Some people are just hateful for the sake of hating, and you trying to help them, it's not gonna help them. It's literally just going to annoy the shit out of them. I mean, like, they're just gonna feel like you're just being a liberal. How dare you do this to me, trying to change my racist, homophobic ways to make me get back together with my only child. How could you do this to me? Only in California will you try to get me to rekindle relationship with my only child. That is just how some people will be. Like, she may think that's insane. That's literally those people. They are insane.
And it's happened. Like, there are so many stories of people out there being like quite literally being like, oh, I quite literally was fucking racist, or I was homophobic, or I was XYZ, whatever, transphobic. And then they literally are like, and then I met someone who either was one of these or something like that, and then like you see these people, and then I feel like people, like, I'll see videos of shit like that, and then people be like, wow, people can change, that's so amazing. And then it's like, but it took other people around them to make that change, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it
cutting people off, like, fighting people is like, it just separates people more. Like, if you say, you're so stupid, why do you believe in that, compared to saying, why do you believe in that, and genuinely having a conversation about it. Like, I understand
quite literally why. Like, let's talk about it.
That's hard. I really understand. I understand that it's hard and it's not for everybody. I really understand. But you can't hold everyone to your same moral high ground and just assume that because I am not doing what you would do. My stepbrother does not think I am transphobic because I talk to my dad. My stepbrother doesn't think that. So why do people on the internet think that? You know what I'm saying?
I will say, I mean, like, I already talked about it earlier. I'm assuming that her stepbrother also has the same thought process of you're just ignorant. Not in the sense of, ignorant in the sense of you are transphobic. You're ignorant in the sense of you don't understand that this person will never change. That's probably what they think. Yeah, some people will think you are transphobic, but also those people are also ignorant. I will just say that they are also extremely stupid as well, because the nuance here is you never have to live with these struggles, so you don't understand them. That is the nuance. There is a certain level of injustice that some people don't feel ever in their lives, so they will never know why some people get mad at things. You are ignorant in the sense of you don't know why your stepdad hates your, trans brother. Like, you just don't know. You don't know. You don't understand the actual dynamics, the real feelings. In your head, you're like, this is stupid. But in their head, one is saying, I can't believe my daughter transitioned to a son, and now I gotta deal with this bullshit. And the other one's just like, how come my dad can't accept me for who I am? These are two different dynamics smashing head to head, and you're just sitting there just like, how come you guys can't get along? It's because neither one of them feels like the other one, feels whatever feelings they're feeling. And of course they don't feel each other's feelings because, like, the stepdad will never understand the stepson, and the stepson will never understand the stepdad. Because, like, how can someone that is trans be transphobic and understands transphobia? And how can someone that is transphobic understand a trans person? Like, literally, it just makes no sense because, like, unless you try to understand, which obviously neither one of them wants to, they will never get along with anything. Like, we were just gonna go back and forth there. And of course, her in the middle, she understands that him saying things hurts her feelings, but she also understands that him hurting her feelings or hurting his feelings makes it to where they don't want to interact with him anymore. But she can't, like, think. Like, how do I connect these pieces of why they will never get back together unless, the transphobic dad says something, or unless the trans kid just straight up writes off trans altogether. Unless they just write it off altogether, they become detrans, the dad will never talk to them. Like, for some reason, she cannot just, like, link those two things of either my trans brother will literally have to change their whole life, or my transphobic dad will literally have to change his whole ideology, his whole worldview. His whole worldview will break down if this one pillar falls. Like, legitimately, he will have to rethink the whole world, and that boy is probably too old to be doing all that thinking, all right? Old Copernicus over there, he's done. He put the scrolls down, all right? He's no longer thinking. He's just going. He's reacting at this point to the world. But yeah, like Qtcinderella said, there is nuance here. I agree. There is nuance here. But also, she does not understand the dynamics of this nuance. She's just saying words and reacting to the situation. Now, that was the whole entire thing. Because for the rest of it, she basically continues on saying, if you're a minority, calling someone racist stupid, and if you're racist calling a minority stupid, you're not helping out each other. And it's just like, well, yeah, that's the whole point of the fight. Neither one of us are gonna budge. Like, I can't change being black, how about you change being racist? They're gonna be like, I can't change being racist, how about you change being black? So yeah, I mean, like, that's the whole headbutt there. I mean, like, again, she understands that she's this blonde white girl that has, privilege that she has, and she wants to use it for, in her head, good, which, again, is ignorant because these people won't change. You're just validating their reason because they find it socially acceptable, because even if they don't say it around you, they know that, hey, I know she's still gonna hang out with me even though she doesn't like it, so that obviously my feelings aren't that bad, right? It's literally just validating them. Like, them not feeling the repercussions of their actions, literally them losing, friends, family, their community around them, are going to feel like, well, I get to have these feelings. It's just a fringe feeling that I get to have against these people. You can say you're helping, but you're literally not. You're literally validating their feelings, because in their head, it's just like, all right, I don't think gay people should exist, but they still exist and you accept them. So obviously you're just trying to play hardball, and they're going to think about trying to change you. She literally cannot tell, but she is literally the prize in both people's eyes, right? The gay community sees her as a person, a normal person that could normalize them. And the racist, homophobic community can see her as the normal person that can normalize them to a wider societal audience. Literally, they're both fighting for her attention. And instead of her realizing that you're gonna have to cut people off in your life, like that's just, a good end. You're just gonna have to cut people off in your life. She's like, no, everyone can be my friend unless you watch AI. Then you could never be my friend ever again. Just like how Mizkif can never recover from this, boys. His career is over. It is shattered. Let's just say that. Click this video right here to find out what the hell happened to Mizkif. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.